Hello everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for being here with me today. In today's video, I'm going to be addressing those people who are against resellers and reselling in general.
Okay, before I get into this, I just have to point out that little white sticker piece on my sleeve. I didn't notice it was there and I recorded the whole video with it there. It's just a sticker price tag that got stuck to my shirt somehow, so I hope that doesn't bug you guys too much.
This is quite a hot topic. I have seen many resellers videos here on YouTube where people go down into the comment section and comment stuff like, "You're the reason that thrift stores are raising their prices. You are doing something so unethical and so immoral, scamming people," or they'd be kind of passive aggressive saying stuff like, "Why would you even do that? Why would you even consider doing that? You know, you're a terrible person," insinuating that kind of stuff. And they'll also say ridiculous stuff like, "You are the reason that poor people cannot find nice brands. You know, you're taking away from the less fortunate." But really, who's to say that I'm not the less fortunate, right? That's actually the reason I started reselling, because I needed to make more money. And traditional jobs out there didn't really work with my schedule, didn't work with my mental health, didn't work with me being a mom, and I can work my own hours being a reseller. So really, who's not to say that I'm the poor person? I'm comfortable, but I wouldn't consider myself wealthy or rich, and I love shopping at the thrift store. I always have. It's a great way to find stuff for cheap, not even really depending on the brand. And that's the funny thing. People that are against reselling think that everyone who goes into the thrift store is looking for nice brands. Before I became a reseller, I didn't really even know anything about nice brands. I knew Nike. I got excited when I saw Nike at the thrift store. But usually I'd go to the thrift store looking for a cute clothing item, something very specific, some jackets to wear when I went camping, or some new jeans for school. I never was thinking, oh, I want to find a Madewell nice pair of jeans. And I didn't even know Madewell at the time. I didn't know the brand Madewell. I didn't know the brand Patagonia. I didn't know all these basic brands that resellers know. So I feel like the majority of people that go to thrift stores aren't looking for a brand. They're just looking for a nice clothing to wear. And that's been my experience with anyone who I go thrifting with that isn't a reseller. They're just looking for nice things to buy. And there is so much clothing out there for everyone. I feel like these haters wouldn't be against people who went to the thrift store and bought specific items just because of the brand for themselves. They have a problem with resellers going to the thrift store and buying clothing pieces because they're a nice brand and then reselling them online. But they wouldn't have a problem if we got those nice brands for ourselves. So there's kind of a mental disconnect there. And it's really first come, first serve. If you go to the thrift store and you're polite, you know, you're dressed, you're kind to everyone, you just act normally, you can buy whatever you want at a thrift store and take it home, and you can do whatever you want with those clothes. You can burn them, you can rip them, you can give them to a friend, you can give them as a birthday gift. Sorry, I started hearing thunder. But yeah, you can do whatever you want with those clothes. And what resellers do is they turn it into a business opportunity. Reselling is hard work. We resellers, we spend lots of time at the thrift store. And although I love thrifting, it's still tedious bringing my 2 daughters along with me. And then, of course, there's taking all the photos and the measurements. And I recently just hired my cousin to list stuff for me because I barely had the time to do the listing and do all those other things. What a business is one group of people providing a service to another group of people. And that group of people that are receiving the service are paying to have that service. I'm not forcing anyone to buy from me as a reseller. I try to have quality listings and get good reviews so people will buy from me, but I'm not holding anyone at knife points saying buy my items. And I really just don't see what's wrong with resellers wanting to make a little bit of extra cash. It's actually quite convenient, and that's the service that resellers are providing to buyers, is that even if you're not looking for a specific brand, you can go onto Poshmark and type in exactly what you're looking for. The other day, I went into Poshmark and looked for a slip skirt, kind of satin material, cream and white color. And I saw a few for sale. They were pretty pricey, but I have not been able to find that specific style of skirt for myself at any thrift store. And I go thrifting all the time, and I really want a satin midi length slip skirt because I think they're so cute. These other resellers are helping me, even as a reseller, to find the exact clothing item that I want. I can't find it at the thrift store. You're going to be very hard pressed if you go into a thrift store looking for the exact style, the exact color, the exact pattern, print, size, and even the brand. You're going to be very hard pressed to find all those specifics and find the exact item that you're looking for at that one thrift store. It's just very unrealistic. You go to the thrift store and you have kind of an idea what you want in your mind. But at the end of the day, you kind of compromise with the pieces that you find for yourself and say, okay, that works. Not exactly what I wanted, but it works. When you shop on places like Poshmark and eBay, you can go onto the sites, type in exactly what you want. And what's great too is that people, when they're searching for specific brands, can get a great discount. You get so many specifics that you can just conveniently type onto your phone or your tablet or your computer and pull it up. You can be sitting on your couch in your sweatpants and search up exactly what you're looking for, and then you can buy it and it gets shipped right to your house. I mean, that is so convenient. That is what resellers are providing a service for. A lot of resellers are upfront that they are resellers. They have reselling in their handle on Poshmark and eBay. I now have a YouTube channel, so anyone who knows me from my YouTube channel and buys on my Poshmark knows that I'm a reseller. When you go to a gas station in the middle of the night, I do that sometimes. It's like 12 p.m. and I'm feeling kind of snacky. So I go to 7-Eleven, which is the closest gas station to me. I grab a soda and I buy it. And that's such convenience. It's like 2 minutes from my house. It's open 24/7 and I buy it. Yes, I do pay up for that soda. It's closer to $3, which is pricey for a small thing of soda, even though I could get it for a little less at Walmart. Walmart's closed. They're not providing that convenience for me when I want it, how I want it. When you go to Walmart for milk, you pay a service fee for that. You're not going straight to the farmer and going to the farm and asking for milk and buying it from there. You're buying it from Walmart. And even further than that, you're not milking your own cow. You don't have your own farm and your own set of cows that you feed and breed. You don't do any of that. And that's kind of what resellers are doing. We are the farmers who own the farm, milking the cow to get our own milk, and then we're selling that milk to other people, if that makes sense. It's not a scam at all. It is perfectly ethical. The other point I wanted to address is when people say that thrift stores are raising their prices because of resellers. It just isn't true. Places like Goodwill and Savers, they're corporate companies, and they're just greedy. Honestly, a lot of the times when I go to the Goodwill outlet, I find these nice shoes that have been marked up ridiculously high, like $15 to $25, and no one was willing to pay that. So they went to the Goodwill outlet. And I'm like, keep it coming. Keep marking up those shoes at the regular Goodwill store, send them to the bins, and I'll buy them from the bins for a much cheaper price. I just think it's really dumb that stores are increasing their prices. If they knew resellers at all, they wouldn't mark up these items, because if a reseller sees an item that's good to resell but it's overpriced, they're not going to buy it. So then Goodwill and places like Savers are going to miss out on a sale. It's much more logical for Goodwill to think, oh, I'll keep this at a normal price and then it'll sell quickly. A reseller might find it, or someone who's shopping for themselves and see that it's a nice pair of shoes or a nice shirt, and it'll sell quickly. So there is another mental disconnect with Goodwill themselves, thinking, oh, I'm going to raise the price on this item just because it's an expensive brand. I honestly think those pieces don't sell. They are making no money compared to a little bit of money that they would be making. Just remember that thrifting is for everyone. Anyone can go thrifting, buy however many items they want. It is their prerogative. It is their choice. We resellers are working hard. Don't count us out. Don't hate on us. We're helping people out. We're helping those people out that want help. If you don't want to buy from resellers, that is totally fine. I, as a reseller, still look at stuff on Poshmark to buy because I can't find that stuff at thrift stores. I can get a better deal and find exactly what I want on Poshmark, even compared to Amazon. A lot of stuff selling on Amazon is just a cheap Chinese clothing item that has been slapped a new brand on and is selling. Honestly, I go onto Amazon now and I rarely find anything good at a good price. It's all these cheap knockoff brands like Shein, Temu, and Wish. I don't want to buy a crappy item on Amazon that's crappy material. So yeah, Amazon is a great place that I can buy brand new items and do all those filters just like Poshmark. But with Poshmark, there are so many pieces that have better material and better brands that aren't just these cheap Chinese brands. A real scam is when someone is being dishonest with you. Resellers try to be as honest as possible because they want a good rapport with their buyers. I include measurements, I take pictures of all the flaws and the pilling because I want to be very upfront. A real scammer is someone who is being dishonest with you, someone who calls you on the phone and says, oh, give me your credit card information quickly because someone's trying to hack into your account, or there's someone on the street trying to distract you while another person grabs your wallet. Those are scammers. And there are actual scammers on places like Poshmark. There'll be people on Poshmark who comment on a listing. And I've had this happen to me a few times where they say stuff like, I can't see the photos quite clearly. Please send these photos to whatever number they say. And they say, oh, very urgently, I'm very interested in this item. Those are actual scammers. Resellers aren't scammers. Anyway, I've been babbling on about reselling, but I hope that if you are against reselling, that you're more inclined to be in support of resellers now. I really do support anyone that is trying to make extra cash and working for themselves. I like being my own boss. I'm just trying to feed my family and pay my bills. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you have any more things to add to what I was saying in the case for reselling and how it's actually a good thing, definitely comment them down below. I will see you guys in the next video, and that next video I think will be a haul, so stay tuned for that.